Hello, my name is Mackenzie Jones, and I am currently a student at Oklahoma State University studying human development and family science. As a member of the Child Trauma Prevention Laboratory on campus, I have the privilege today to talk to you about this poster right here. This poster is titled Policies and Procedures in Place to Support Children in Foster Care Gaining Access and Enrolling in Early Childhood Education, from the administrator perspective. What we knew going into this study is that there are currently large gaps in knowledge about policies and procedures designed to target students within the foster care system. Previous studies have shown us that these students have unique needs that differ greatly from those of their peers who may not be enrolled in the foster care system. Therefore, it is crucial to the inclusion of these individuals that we begin to understand these needs and create specific policies to meet them. However, sufficient research in this area is lacking. The purpose of this study is to fill in those gaps and further assess administrator knowledge of policies that connect children in the foster care system to ECE programs. We conducted individual interviews with 44 administrators who have experience with program management and policy making to determine their understanding of enrollment of students in the foster care system. All data collected throughout this study was double cross-checked and deemed reliable through the use of in vivo 10 software. All methods were approved by the institutional review boards at both Oklahoma State University and the University of Oklahoma. After conducting these interviews, 4 main themes presented themselves. Those themes were designated as the income and application process, education and medical records, educational needs, and resources policy. Administrators discussed the current initiative for the removal of income requirements within the application process for students in foster care. They were also aware of efficient policies and procedures that increase the speed at which they are able to assess the medical and educational records of these students. To ensure that every student is properly taken care of, administrators need speedy delivery of these sensitive documents, so these policies are very important. They also mentioned that children in foster care are given proper referrals to supplementary instruction and services to guarantee that all of their needs are being met. The final point made by participants was that they are aware of policies and procedures currently in place to ensure that each student's needs are met. These needs may be met through the use of evaluations, food stipends, school supplies, and mandatory reporters of abuse and neglect. These resources are crucial for every student to have, but especially for those in the foster care system. After conducting the study, it is clear that research is needed to further understand how the needs of every individual in the foster care system impacts their educational experience and their future development. One way we can do that is by conducting observations of foster families to determine current barriers to education and subsequently work collaboratively with teachers to ensure that those barriers are being reduced. Without true integration of the knowledge of these barriers, policies will continue to be misinformed and students in foster care will continue to have unmet needs, as participants have mentioned below. There's no policies in early childhood. Our policies come from the law, and right now, there's not a law for early childhood education. They are treated just the same. You never know how long a child is going to be with a particular foster family, and so you just give them the same services. There's no difference at all. On my part, I don't know if there's any policies. As far as written policies, we don't have any written policies. And I don't think we have anything in place that specifically that you would single out and say this program or this policy or this procedure specifically addresses for foster kids. Child Care Services has a STAR system, so they can only enroll their children in a certain level quality early childhood education or child care facility. So we are looking for quality child care first. Knowing that the number of spots in these current quality child care centers are limited, it is important to understand how we can continue to create these bridges to these programs for these students and make sure that they are all receiving the education that they all deserve. Going forward, it is time to realize that there is a change that needs to be made for these policies and for these students. If you have any questions or concerns concerning this study, please feel free to email me at Mackenzie, MacKenzie.G.Jones@okstate.edu. Thank you for your time.